This is Ahri, the unfortunate cat girl tasked with the impossible goal of fully completing Final Fantasy XIV. Over the next several thousands of hours, I will collect every single achievement, complete every new raid, and min-max every piece of content that the game throws at me. Can I create the strongest account ever? Hey guys, welcome on in, and today we have a different kind of episode as we had a patch this last week, releasing the new ranked season, a new extreme, as well as a couple other pieces of new content that we're going to jump into. So here's the game plan for today's video. We're going to knock out the giveaway. We're going to have another giveaway at the end, just like always. Make sure you comment below your Warrior of Light's name to be entered into the new giveaway. And then we have a bit of a yap session later regarding Diadem, as well as the process that I did to get the first leg of that done, and we'll have a pretty satisfying achievement bomb at the end for those of you that like dopamine hits. So ranked has been cool. We're gonna keep playing it over on stream, and let's get into the achievement hunting stuff. All right, first things first, I want to get into the tribal quests that my account is currently working on. I have all of the tribal quests in the game done, other than the ARR ones, as well as a singular Stormblood one, and that is the Namazu. The Namazu is coming along nicely. We got 2 different promotions in the last week or so, and we are moving towards the final one, and then we can do the Allied Society quest, I think it's called, when you finish all of the Stormblood stuff, and so we'll get an achievement point hit there. We've also finally started doing one of the ARR ones. I was advised by Pappy, who is our resident free-to-play completionist. I was advised to do the Sylphs first because they're the worst, so we've started plugging away at that. And then finally, with the latest patch, we got a new tribe that I haven't been... I should be more on top of it than I am, but I'm just not. It's the 𝒕𝒄𝒊𝒕𝒄𝒉, and we'll get it done. I'm not in a huge rush. I've been focusing on the Sylphs more, but that's where we're at regarding tribes. Also, in our Yokai Watch episode of the series many months ago, you guys may have recalled that I mentioned when I was doing Fates in the ARR zones, I remember mentioning, hey, should I be keeping some of these items that I was getting from doing the Fates? When you're doing ARR Fates, you get random little knickknacks and collectibles. They're related to the tribal quests that we're doing now. So, that's pretty cool. These did indeed end up coming in handy, so thank you past me for saving it, and thank you to everybody who told me to keep them. On the topic of doing the new patch, we also downed FFXIV Extreme a couple hours after patch went live. We also made a day 1 guide for that over on the channel, so if you're interested in giving that fight a look over, give that video a look. But I will say that the strategies for Party Finder have indeed developed, so may not be up to date, but hey, feel free to support the channel if you'd like. Another thing we did with the new patch is, of course, we ran the Alliance raid with some viewers over on stream. I'm not going to spoil anything, it's just the intro cutscene. But overall, I would say this fight, the glams were a little underwhelming for my tastes personally, but this is coming from the guy who uses 2B boots and pants on literally everything, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, the fights were great. I had a good time. I think the music was really sweet. There's actually more music scrolls than I think ever in any Alliance raid, so if you're a person who likes collecting things, you're gonna have a good time with that. But great fights, had a good time. So we did a little bit of hunts these last few weeks. There's a S rank within Dawn Trail that is weather based, so what'll happen is the S rank will spawn on like all servers at the same time, and communities and data centers do their best to try and kill them in an orderly fashion and call it a train of sorts, where you go from server to server, instance to instance, killing the S rank over and over. We did that for a little bit. As it stands right now, most of my S rank achievements are parked around 780 or so. I can post a picture of them all on screen. So I was on Primal on a couple days after patch when one of my link shells said that they were going to jump into the Unreal Blind and see if we could clear it. Sure enough, we did indeed clear it, even though we were having some issues at first due to having some dupe jobs. It was affecting our LB gen, and who'da thunk, 2 bards do not stack. But we did get the clear. We did get our retail as well. Pretty easy Unreal. I highly recommend doing the Unreal on all of your characters if possible. It's one of the best skill making methods in the game. I personally want to get all the new collectibles that have appeared for faux leaves, so I will be doing this every single week, likely on stream as well. So hey, feel free to head on over there, and maybe I'll be doing a PF with viewers. There was also some new emotes available within the gold saucer. I don't remember how much MGP I spent, but I basically just have a whole bunch sitting around that I'm not using. So we were able to pick up a new shaker emote as well as some other little things. Basically, if something can be unlocked, whether it be a hairstyle, emote, adventure plate, decoration, yada yada, I don't care. If it can be unlocked, it's on my list of things I want to get. So this is no different. So one thing I have not done yet, but it is very much on my bucket list, is we have new big fish that were added into Dawntrail with this last patch. Now, I've already done big fishing, I've already done final fish. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, that is basically every pool of water in the game eventually will have what is called a big fish in it, which is just a rare fish that has certain time conditions, weather conditions, what have you, and they vary in difficulty. Dawntrail is finally starting to roll this change out, and with each patch we'll be getting more big fish. So, like I said, we haven't started that yet. What we have started doing, though, is I'm trying to build up my fishing log, which is just catching unique fish that aren't big fish per se, as well as doing the fishing leave quests. Since my inventory is so contested by Diadem, I cannot continue doing my crafting leaves at the moment. We'll come back to them soon, hopefully. But yeah, like I said, our inventories are too destroyed by Diadem right now for us to even consider doing crafting leaves. So we'll put that on the back burner for now and keep doing fishing. And as always, we have our custom deliveries every single week, which are going pretty well. I do like how often these achievements pop. It also gives us access to some much needed gathering scripts that we've been using for either our Ronique vouchers, but also, like I said, we're going to be doing that big fishing soon for Dawntrail, and this lets me buy the baits without having to spend any gil. So pretty nice double dip there, and we will keep doing these deliveries every single week. So before we do the big Diadem discussion, that's going to be the last thing we do in this video, I do want to give an Accursed Hoard update. We did ding 5,000 Accursed Hoards. Like I said before, completely terrible achievement. Unpaid intern came up with this. Very confident that whoever made Accursed has never stepped foot in a deep dungeon. I'm mad. Terrible achievement. Riding on the streets, you know how it goes. But all in all, we've still got 15,000 more hordes to go. I will never stop saying negative things about this achievement. It's completely terrible. But I am glad that we did get a another notch completed, but it just feels so terrible knowing I'm not even close. So probably won't be seeing an update for this one for a long time because it takes so long. But hoorah, 5K. All right, so we've now reached the part of the video where we have a lot of Diadem things to talk about. So before we dive into the big project, I do want to talk about the cloudy, I think it's called the Cloudy Outcrop achievement. But basically for miner as well as botanist, there's going to be these special timed nodes that spawn within the Diadem, and you need to swing a total of 1,000 times for both of these achievements. The fishing one works a little different. We'll talk about it another time. But basically how this works is every node has 10 swings associated with it. And once you swing 10 times, you can actually leave the instance and then come back in and it will refresh. They're not timed in Eorzea time. They're per instance, so you have no way of knowing when they're going to spawn. But these achievements are actually very, very easy. It's just when they do spawn, you're going to want to go over there, hit it 10 times, back out, go back in, and just keep going until eventually you have 1,000. So I was able to pick this up for miner. I'm still working on the botanist one, and I will keep you guys updated on that, likely in a future video. And now we're getting into the big part of this video, which is what exactly it is that we're doing in the Diadem. And we're going to have a very satisfying back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back achievement at the very end. So let's get into that. Just wanted to kind of go over the process for how we're going to be doing Diadem achievements. There's going to be 3 phases that we are dealing with: the second phase, the third phase, and the fourth phase. I have been gathering in mass items for the second phase. So what this entails is that we're going to need a total of 50,000 items from that phase. I don't have that all on me right now, but essentially you have to, gather 50k of those items. Cool. In addition to that, each crafter is going to have an achievement associated with that phase. So I have to craft 100 of the expert recipes per crafter, and that means we're going to need 800 per phase. So 800 crafts for second phase, 800 crafts for third phase, and finally 800 crafts for the fourth phase. That's a total of 2,400 expert crafts, but the only real thing to mention here is that all that does is finishes these specific achievements. That does not finish the points achievements. So once we're done with the grade 2 and grade 3s, we're going to need to do a surplus of grade 4s just to keep getting points. But we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. For now, I'm going to show you guys the process of my turning in the grade 2 stuff, or the second phase stuff that I've already gathered here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit request inspection. And now, when I open my inventory... Oh wait, I think I have to do that a bunch of times, sorry. So if I do this, it's going to give us a whole bunch of points. And as you can see, we ding our 50k miner achievement. And we ran out of space. We're going to fix that real quick. So to fix that, all we have to do is I'm just going to toss some of this into my retainer here. But, oh, you know what? I don't even need to do that. I can just condense some stacks here. So it looks like it left 9 remaining items in a lot of these cases. So this is a bit of a long recording, so I apologize for the rambling, but it's important what I'm about to show. So we're going to keep submitting these. Ah, man, this is really annoying, huh? Condense our stacks here. Save some space. Okay. Okay, now we are mostly done here. So, what did this accomplish? Once you submit the items to the NPC here, it is going to make it so that they're tradable, as well as craftable. So if I go on my achievement tab and I show you guys the one we were just looking at under miner, and now we go to grade 2, you'll notice that we now have 33,000 prog from 0. So we'll need to go back in there at some point and get about, 16,500 more items. But regarding our inventory space, we only need about 3,000 of these items in order to craft every single expert craft. So here's the second phase down here. I need to make 100 of these for every single crafter. And by the time I'm done with this, I will only need about 3,000 of each of these materials. So now that these waters are graded, I've already gotten the credit for them for the achievement, I can start deleting these. And I'm only going to be saving what I need to do my expert crafts. So to save me some work and save me some stress, we're going to go into this only keeping what is absolutely necessary, and then we're going to go ahead and just vendor and delete the rest of it, so that way we don't get too overloaded. So I just wanted to give a longer recording of my process And I'll keep you guys updated throughout, and I'll also show some of the crafting process here soon so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm aware that this looks like a bit of a mess, so I'm going to try and give this information in a way that's productive. On the left side, you'll see one of my retainers. There's some junk at the top. Just ignore it. With the spreadsheet that I have that tells me exactly how much materials I need for the grade 2 crafts, I have all of those items already in here. This is what I'm going to need for my crafts. What that means for the rest of this stuff is this can all get vendored. Everything you see me dragging on the right side of the screen is we can delete this. Because the items themselves don't serve me any purpose, because I only need to craft 100 of each expert craft. And since the points aren't super good for crafting extras, we won't even bother. So everything you see me dragging in this bottom right hand corner is going to be deleted. And as I showed on the achievement tab, I still need to get about 16,000 more items. So we'll have to still go get more of this stuff that I'm going to be deleting, but one of the annoying parts of the Diadem is that you have to do a surplus of gathering, basically. Heavy surplus. And so now that we kind of have the game plan, we're going to go switch to Botanist here in a moment, and we're going to go ahead and turn in all of these random items that we've gotten from our little auger gun in there. You know, the little auger, rifle that you shoot the monsters with. We've been intentionally doing botany monsters with that, because I was informed that it is more difficult to do the botany paths. So let's go ahead and get that all turned in here. And here's the deleting process. Barely even worth anything. Could maybe sell it on the market board, but yeah, no point. This round of turn-ins might actually give us a lot of scripts and points, mainly because these are mostly grade 4 stuff, thanks to the auger. Yeah, we're already almost capped, so we don't want to overcap. Let's go spend some of this stuff. Do you have anything for me? An emote. Looks like that's about it. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I just got back from quite a few gathers. We're going to take a look at the grade 2 achievement here. Right here. 33,400, which means we needed to gather a total of 16,600 raw materials from the grade 2 items, which we have here. So we're going to make sure we're on miner. I'm just going to put it on the side so you can see how this looks. Now when I hit auto submit, it's going to start turning in all of these items into the approved versions. And there we go. We are officially done with the grade 2 mining stuff. So where does that leave us next? As I mentioned before, there's a lot of crafting recipes, but unfortunately we do not have the botany side of things yet. So if I go under achievements and we go to botany, I'm going to need to get 50,000 of those items now, and once I marry the two together, we're going to be able to start doing all of our expert crafts, and then we can move on to grade 3. So, got a clip from stream here. This is when we were starting to turn in a lot of our other grade 2 items and starting to get towards our 50k. I do believe we get about to the 30,000 checkpoint here, and that'll be another 20k to go. Next clip is the finishing the botany 50k, so we can finally cross that one off and do it all over again here soon when we do grade 3. Except first, we have to do our crafts. So to make this as satisfying as possible for the viewing experience, what I've done is I'm turning in 99 of all 8 crafting professions expert crafts, so that way we'll be 1 away on all 8 of them. And then when we're finally all done, I'm just gonna hand in 1 of each and get a nice little 80-point snack, so to speak, and just seeing it be nice and satisfying all at once. And now finally, all of our hard work is finally paying off for grade 2. We get 80 achievement points in the span of 1 minute, and I have to say, like I said, compared to the Accursed Hoards, this is infinitely better. I would much rather sit here and craft or sit here and gather in circles than do the Accursed Hoard thing, because you can't even fully like zone out when you're doing Accursed Hoards. You can't watch subbed anime. You can I've been watching Naruto, but like you can't do a lot of things because of how much you have to pay attention, but it's not engaging at all. So Diadem's fine, but yeah, I gotta get started on grade 3 now. We have to do this all over again. I don't know if I'll be done with grade 3 by the time the next episode comes out, but nice one to have done. Hello, we are back to pull this giveaway winner. Make sure you comment down below if you'd like to be on the next one, and the winner this time around will be... Suspense. Is it gonna be Cheese Bagel? No, it is Tomas Dark. Thank you so much for entering. Make sure you contact me on Discord and we'll get that all situated. Thank you everybody for entering, and I'll see you guys in the next giveaway. Big congratulations again to the giveaway winner. I appreciate you so much for helping out with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to enter the next giveaway. Everyone make sure you put a comment down below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does help me out. I do stream over at twitch.tv/AhriEffect. If you'd like to catch me live, we'll either be doing some PvP or more achievement hunting stuff. But that's it for me. We'll be back again with the next episode here soon. And yeah, thank you all so much. Appreciate you watching.